How do I raise startup funding in 1 minute? The typical pitch meeting is 30 minutes to 1 hour. But how do you pitch investors when you only have 1 minute to tell your story? That's what today's video is all about. In today's video, I'll share with you exactly how you can successfully pitch investors in less than 1 minute. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. The goal when we have a short period of time isn't to get an investment. That's just not realistic. The goal is getting an investor excited about what you're doing so you get a follow-up meeting. Now, let's examine the 5 mistakes you don't want to make when you only have 1 minute to pitch. We'll start there. Number 1, you talk too fast. This is such a classic, but understandable mistake. I mean, how on earth do you explain your company in 1 minute? The answer is you try and squeeze as much information as you can by talking really, really fast. Yes, the clock is ticking. However, you make matters worse, not better, by speaking too fast. People have trouble understanding you. The key points you want to make are lost, and your 1 minute pitch falls flat. Next, let's move to the second mistake on our list. Number 2, you put too much on your slides. Let's say you're at a pitch competition when you have only 1 minute. So you load up the 1 or 2 slides you present with what you might fit on 10 slides. It's a jumbled mess. It's like the cheat sheets we've all done for college exams. No one can understand it but you. Yet again, your message is lost and you generate no investor interest. Now, let's move to the third mistake on the list. Number 3, you're too superficial. The first 2 mistakes on the list were all about trying to pack too much information into 1 minute. So, the adjustment is to do less. The problem is you can take this to such an extreme that your 1 minute pitch is so superficial that there's no differentiation about what you're doing. Now, let's move to mistake number 4. Mistake number 4, you bury the lead. The lead is the key point of information we want to get across, just like in journalism. I don't know why it is, but our tendency is to slowly build up to our key points. Quite honestly, that never works. But it's even worse when you only have 1 minute. You have no time to waste. You have no words to waste. You have to get right to the point. Now, let's move to the fifth mistake on the list. Number 5, you go over your time limit. This to me is unforgivable. I can't emphasize this enough, but going over your time limit is an epic fail. Think about it. By definition, you haven't been able to tell your whole story. How is anyone going to be able to move forward towards an investment if you don't tell your whole story? It's also unprofessional. If you have 1 minute, then you need to get done in 1 minute or less. We've examined what not to do when you only have 1 minute to tell your story to an investor. Now, I'll explain the 5-step plan to successfully pitch investors in 1 minute or less. Let's start with step number 1. Number 1, get your sequencing right. The information needs to be sequenced in the right order. First, your origin story, then the problem you are solving. Third, the solution to the problem. Fourth, your differentiation. Fifth, how much money you're raising. Even though you only have 60 seconds, you still have to tell your story in an order that flows and makes sense. Starting with an origin story makes sense because it explains why you're there. Then, The rest of the sequence explains the key points about your company in a logical order. The audience needs to know the problem you're solving before the audience is ready to hear the solution. Then you have to explain why you're different, and then tell investors how much you're raising. It's a tall order in 1 minute, but you can do it. Now, I'll show you how you can accomplish this. So let's move to step number 2. 1 point per each slide or segment. The context of having 1 minute could mean a formal pitch, or it could mean that you met an investor and have a short time to tell your story. The way to do this is learning how to explain each of the 5 points in a quick 1 or 2 sentence segment. Now, let's move to step number 3. Step 3, go deep quickly, especially on the how it works slide. The key point we want investors to remember is the differentiation. So the challenge is you need to find a way to explain what's different about your company that allows you to have such groundbreaking results quickly. You don't have to explain every detail of your differentiation. You just have to explain the key so investors are interested enough to take the next step. For example, in our case, our differentiation relied on being able to reduce power consumption. We had to tell investors what allowed this to happen. So, our 1-sentence explanation was, we developed IP using sub-threshold mode, so our products operate on leakage current. It's deep and to the point. Now, let's move to step number 4. Step number 4, eliminate any extra words. In 1 minute, you have maybe 150 to 160 words you can say at a normal speaking pace. I am not in favor of scripting your pitch because you tend to come off stiff. However, this might be the exception, so write out a script if you want, or you can start with your slides or points you want to make and record and time yourself. Then you can start eliminating extra words to get down to less than 1 minute. Now, let's move to the final step, step 5. Step number 5, practice, practice, and practice some more. Don't think, because your pitch is only 1 minute, that you don't need to practice. It's the exact opposite. When you only have a minute, your delivery has to be confident, punchy, and conversational, not robotic or memorized. Practice is the key. Just like Usain Bolt trained rigorously for the 100-meter dash, you need to do the same thing to stand out when you're pitching investors. Now, if this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. One final thought. Your goal is to stand out to an investor. It doesn't matter whether it's a pitch competition or an informal short meeting. You need to make a memorable impression so you get the next meeting. Now, I have 3 more things for you today. First, if you want to work with me on your startup, then just scan this QR code. Second, you can use my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Scan the QR code to get yours for free. And third, join my free group of startup CEOs, Zero to Pitch. It's a community for startup CEOs focused on growing their startups and raising funding for their startups. Scan the QR code to join. Finally, click this link to get free training on how to fix your pitch. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.